Greetings hobbyists, this is Artisans of Vaul, and in this video we're going to talk about a new process where we can create VDM brushes. Now before someone complains about this being clickbait, I want to be really clear from the off, we're not doing anything crazy here, in that we're still going to open up the M panel. In the tools menu you've got this VDM brush baker, so we're not doing anything different there, we're still going to use this, just like we have in past videos where we created dwarvish runes or battle damage and things like that. It's just the process of creating a brush that's going to go onto this that is going to become a much easier thing to sort of think through and deal with. Now, if you don't have this, you just need to go to Edit, Preferences, Get Extensions, and type in VDM, and that will have your VDM brush baker. You'll have an install button there, and then this will work. And what this does is you click Create Sculpting Plane. You've got this subdivided plane that has a multi-resolution modifier on it, which you can subdivide further. I'm going to press Simple again to give it more detail. And anything that you sculpt onto this, you can then render and create a VDM brush. The problem is that works okay, but for certain things that you might want to sculpt, for example, those dwarvish runes that I was talking about, this becomes a little bit annoying, whereas you could normally just create this out of a separate object, which would be way easier to do. But because this is reliant on this grid and it having a similar amount of vertices in this grid pattern all the way around, you can't do anything like adding an object to this plane by booleaning it on, because it'll create a load of errors. Blender doesn't know how to cope with it when it's got a load of different edges. As an example of that really quickly, let's just bring in a cube, let's just scale it down somewhere to about there. Let's go into edit mode, S to shrink that there, and then actually let's just 3G and Z that up there, and then we're going to delete out that bottom face, and then if we Control and plus and then H to hide it, you can see that this is a perfect plane. It's not got a manifold object as part of it, it is still a plane, so we're not creating any errors that way. But if I just apply all to this and we come into edit mode, the issue is that all of these edges here basically don't go into a shape that is also made up of lots and lots of different faces. It's just one face. Just to demonstrate why this doesn't work, if we click render and create VDM brush, which is what you'd normally do, we've just called this new VDM brush, and I bring in a round cube. Let's really subdivide this up. Let's go 1, 2, 8. So this is going to be a little ridiculous. And then G and Y to the side. We'll apply the scale and then come here. If we go into sculpt mode and then shift and space, we've got our new VDM brush, but look at the mess this makes. Oh, this is all horrible. And just to be clear, as you made the VDM brush and it was created here, all of this has been done correctly. We've got an anchored stroke, we've got our fall off being custom, though actually constant would probably be better in this instance, but that doesn't change the fact that this doesn't work because it gets confused. So how can we do this in a simpler way that doesn't revolve around sculpting then? Well, let's just delete this out. I'm going to create a sculpting plane again, and I'm just going to subdivide this once more. We might need to actually go up to 4. What I'm then going to do is decide, well, we need to create something for this. We're going to create a rune in the same way we did as the other video, and I will link to that in the description so you can check it out if you want to. So I've got an image of a rune here. Let's just drag it in, and that's going to need scaling down, so let's go something like that. That should do, I reckon, and we'll sort of center it, so I'm not worried about that too much at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in, and I'm going to firstly H to hide this plane. We just want to be able to see the empty when we come to the top. And we're going to trace around this really easily. So I'm just going to go mesh, and I'm going to bring in a single vert. In fact, actually, we'll just do this using a cube, just in case you don't have that as an option. To get that, you just go to Edit, Preferences, Get Extensions, and type in Extra. And we want extra mesh objects. Click Install. There's also one for curves as well, which is really good. Oh, apparently I haven't got that installed. Let's get that sorted. Sorry about that, I totally reset my Blender back to the beginning just so I could clean up some space and some add-ons that I don't use. So Shift A, Mesh, either come to a single vert or go to a cube, go into edit mode, 1, A to select everything, M, and then go to at center, and then we've got a single vert there. I can just G and move that to this corner, and I'm just going to press E to extrude there, E and then Y to keep it on the Y axis, E somewhere there, E, and then so on, just tracing around this object. And then A to select everything, F to make a face, and then I can just simply extrude this out. Easy. So this is going to be my rune. But actually, to demonstrate something a little bit more important, let's just hide that empty. I'm also going to shift a mesh and bring in a cylinder as well. Let's make that a bit more smoother to 64. Let's scale this down, and we're just going to make sure it's approximately the same height. Let's just isolate these. So you'll notice we're just making this object in probably the simplest way possible. Let's select those, G and Z those up. The one thing that's going to be important is that everything is at the same height. So let's just select those and then G and Z those down to there. And then I'm going to G, move that somewhere here, and then S and Shift and Z to make this part of this shape. So we've got something like that. Now you're getting the idea here. All I've done is created some simple shapes just by using cubes, but the important bit here is going to be the final process. So what we're going to do is going to select both of these. I'm just going to go into face mode, and I'm going to delete that and that face. That's going to be important. We don't want these bottom faces to cause some confusion. Other than that, let's just come out of isolation mode. We need our grid, so we've got that there, and we need to add this to this grid, but without using a boolean. And the way we're going to do this is by using a new brush that is in Blender 5.2. Now, let's just subdivide this one more time. This might be overkill here, but at least let's demonstrate this as best as we can. So just to recap, we've got our objects that we're interested in, but they are hollow. So we've removed the bottom. We've got our plane. We've subdivided this quite a lot, but we could probably go a little bit further. And we're going to go into sculpt mode. We're going to shift and space, and we're going to select the new scene project brush, which is here. I'm going to F to make this brush really, really big. And importantly, what this brush is going to do, and I have done another video on this, is project these faces in a specific direction, either your view, which it's set as at the moment, or I'm going to click there and go to plane normal, which means it's going to only go in the direction of the plane in this way, in this instance in the Z axis. You can also do that here in the brush, where you've got your ray direction and plane normal and view normal. We want plane normal. Let's put this minimum distance to 0, and we're going to leave bidirectional on. But what this is going to do is, if we use this as a brush, and this is almost going to be difficult to demonstrate, but you'll notice this plane is flat. What this is going to do is bring any parts that are directly adjacent to a face. So for example, all these points here are going to come up to this face here. And while that is similar to a shrink wrap modifier, it's going to do it to multiple objects at the same time, making this really easy to do, and it's not going to cause any problems with these other faces. So let's just F to make that bigger, and I'm just going to do that all over this area. Now, what we can see is now this done from the bottom, and you can see what this looks like. Let's just go into object mode, and let's select this and H to hide it, and select this and H to hide it. And there we go. We've got this having been created. And although this isn't a simple shape, it's done it really nicely. I'll also say I found this works quite nice as well if you actually flare out the bottom of this object slightly. So it's almost like a pyramid shape going up to this. Now with this done, because this is all still part of this plane, there's no booleans, we can rename this. Let's call this rune. And then I can click render and create VDM brush. Now, because this has been done all on this plane, this is now going to work. We can come here, go into sculpt mode, and we can shift and space and use our rune brush and then do something like that. Oh, now that didn't look very nice, but that is not the problem of this. That is the problem of this shape. Let's just add a multi-resolution modifier to this as well. Let's just subdivide it a few times, come back into sculpt mode, and then we'll give that another go. There we go. So really nice. So you've got this rune. And because of the way VDM brushes work, we could turn this into a negative as well and have that going inwards. How sweet is that? I mean, this to me is so much easier than trying to do it the traditional sculpting method. Anything you're trying to create that's meant to be a hard rigid surface is a nightmare with things like this. And you could do this with other objects as well. Now, just as a side note, if this was to be something like a horn or something curved, you're probably going to need to deform this plane a bit beforehand, and that is going to be trickier. But for things like these hard surface runes or anything else hard surface where having created this by booleans would have actually been easier, this is going to totally change the game in terms of making VDM brushes. And that's even before the fact that you can create these shapes really quickly from images that you find using SVGs. I'll link to a video on that as well. And the fact that we can now combine these two abilities in Blender together to make brushes is so powerful. Anyway, hopefully you'll find that interesting. I need to consider going and creating me some more VDM brushes because this really simplifies everything. But I hope you're finding this as exciting as I am. Do remember these brushes can be turned into assets. You can also do things like set the pictures for these, but I'll leave that as being part of that previous video on how to create VDM brushes, as the process is exactly the same. If you did find that useful, I'd really appreciate you hitting that like button. The way the new YouTube algorithm seems to be working is really having an impact on channels that aren't hundreds of thousands of subscribers strong, and any additional support like considering joining the Patreon would be massively appreciated. Hope to see you in the next video, and have a great day.